Hi all and welcome to today's Trinity Stamps YouTube card creation. I'm going to be using the new Winter Botanical stamp set. This is in their recent release in November, and we are going to be doing some heat embossing and some copic colouring on this card. So I've got craft coloured cardstock here. I'm going to be using the Wow sticky ink here as an outline to help guide with my copic colouring. So I'm going to do two steps here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copic colour these images in, then I'm going to heat emboss over the top with white heat embossing. So this is going to, another way to heat emboss and copic colour at the same time, but with the twist. What we usually do with colouring and heat embossing is you'd usually heat first, then colour over the top. I'm doing it in reverse today, and the reason why is that when I'm mixing alcohol markers with heat embossing, it can tend to ruin your alcohol markers, the nibs. So I'm just being overly cautious here, and I found this way is best result for my heat embossing, and that way, because I'm using bright white, I'm not going to stain the heat embossing with my alcohol markers. So I've got poinsettias here, and I'm going to copic colour these in two tones of reds, and then I'm going to also colour in the leaves with the green. So what I'm going to do is it's not going to get a perfect blend like you would on copic coloured cardstock, copic friendly cardstock, but I find with a tip to tip technique, or just with a really good blend, you'll be able to get most of that copic blend out of this. So I still got the results I wanted, and plus I'm new to copic colouring, so I'm not really too fussy with the outcome. I was happy with the image at the end of the day. So what I'm going to do is I've kept the stamps on the block the same. I haven't touched it, so therefore I'm just basically inking it up with Wow Embossing ultra slow drying ink. Then I'm going to pour the white embossing powder over the top. Now it's not going to be perfect. If I had used a MISTI tool, then it would be. However, this was just a quick method for me, and then if any that I wasn't happy with, then I didn't use that image. Now it has coordinating dies, this stamp set. However, I really wanted to cut very, very close to the heat embossed image, so therefore I didn't use them. But what I did use the dies for was to cut in craft colored cardstock, and I'm going to basically adhere all these cutouts down just to have like a tone on tone effect on the card, something a little bit different. I haven't done this before, but I really like the effect of using all the dies and then adhering them down with this Nouveau Tonic adhesive here, and therefore giving the card almost like a dry embossed image. However, it's just all raised. I've got a circle die cut here, and I've got the stamped, I'm going to stamp the image here from another stamp set from Trinity Stamps as well, which I'll list in the description. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a cluster with these. I'm going to use 3 of these poinsettia images, and then I'm going to fill it in with the leaves. And I found it worked really well with the same adhesive, and then if I needed any extra dimension, I used just foam squares. So I just place these down with adhesive. I'm going to work around the circle just towards that left hand side, and that's why I stamped my sentiment with VersaFine Onyx Black ink towards the bottom right, just so I can kind of get that cluster of die cuts around here. So I'm going to center that poinsettia, and I'm going to pop that up with foam squares, and everything else I'm going to adhere down. This liquid's been really good to use lately. I often don't reach for it because it's tucked away in my adhesive drawer, but I had it on my desk and I really liked it. It's one of the ones that I should be having on my desk as my go-to, because I found it really, really well to work with, and it had I had, because I'm maneuvering some images around, it had that little bit of movement time in it, so I was actually quite happy that I played with it again. So adhering all these down, trying not to have fumble fingers in the whole process. And then once I've adhered them down, I place a lot of foam out behind that and then just pop it up. What I did do, which I did off screen and I didn't realize, that I've added some extra almost tiny star sequins from Trinity Stamps and just added that little bit of sparkle throughout the card. But that's my card creation. Simple. Thanks for watching, and I hope to hear from you by leaving comments. Thanks.